Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's Travel Talk. My name is Diane Cook, and I am the owner and principal travel designer for 7 Seas to Sea Travel. I specialize in not-so-routine and bucket list travel adventures. Today, my guest, Lori Patterson from Seabourn Cruises, is a longtime industry friend and colleague, and I'm so thankful she's able to join us today, especially as we're hearing about the cruise lines returning to the sea. And we all just, I cannot wait to be on board. So, Lori, I look forward to everything you're about to share with us, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much, Diane. It's always a great pleasure to see you again, even virtually. And thank you for having me today. I'm really pleased to be here. And we've got lots and lots to cover. So I apologize for my little glitching at the start there. Technology has become just the bane of our existence, hasn't it?
It is. And we all just go with the flow now, yeah?
I know, dogs barking, coming or whatever. So, who's ever on today, if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat box, of course, and we can address them at the end. I've got tons and tons of stuff to cover today. So we've got lots going on. I'm going to actually probably just get rid of my face here, so you don't need to see me.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to jump right in. So welcome to Seabourn. So I want to talk today about the world's finest ultra luxury cruise line. I'm so privileged to work with Seabourn. I have actually been with Holland America Line for 21 years. And during that time, about 7 years ago, Seabourn came underneath our umbrella. So I'm very, very privileged to represent both of these brands. Specifically, today we're going to focus on Seabourn and the luxury product that this is and what we bring to the table. And as Diane said, today we're talking about cruising, and we are getting ready for our return to sail. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. But I think most people have on their forefront, or what is on everybody's mind, is health and safety protocols. So I'm going to address that a little bit, what we're doing on board, how that's going to look, in this new world of navigating travel when we all can get back to sea. So there's lots of new things coming. And I do have to say that there will never be a better time to make sure that you are using a very well-informed and experienced travel advisor, such as my friend Diane, who has not only traveled all over the world, but her attention to detail is second to none. So stick handling all of the new protocols and all of the regulations that are going to be in play is going to be, very key in everybody enjoying their vacation, and ones that we have been looking forward to and dying to go on for almost, a year and a half now. So I'll talk about some of those protocols a little bit later. But first, I want to address Seabourn and talk about who we are as a brand and what this onboard experience can do for you. Because this, I've had the privilege again of sailing with Seabourn a few times, and every time I go, I come away with something different. And this brand is, we are going into our 31st year doing business with Seabourn. So we have been in the luxury space for quite a number of years. And what I have always enjoyed about this brand is not only the intimate size of the ships, but it's that private club atmosphere that really exists on board. The wonderful intuitive service by our amazing staff, and there is almost one staff per guest on board Seabourn. So a great attention to detail. So that, to me, is always one of my big takeaways as well, is how the staff engage with our guests on board. They really pay attention to your personal requests and how you like your suite turned down at night, and all those little details. It truly makes for a marvelous onboard experience. And of course, with Seabourn, every suite is an oceanfront suite. So You know, you talk about, you know, people saying, well, gosh, maybe I haven't tried cruising before, or I love those luxury land hotels. Well, this is a floating hotel that happens to be oceanfront, every single suite. So not only do you have a very spacious, comfortable suite, but it's an oceanfront. And of course, complimentary premium spirits and fine wines available at all times. So not only just at dinner or at lunch, but 24/7. We have, of course, our welcome champagne, unlimited champagne, and of course your in-suite bar stocked with your personal preferences. So if you are a single malt Scotch lover or a red wine drinker, all of that will be refreshed every day in your in-suite bar. And of course, all of this wonderful service from our staff and all of these wonderful amenities are in an atmosphere where tipping is not required, nor is it expected from our guests. So our staff give very genuine service, you know, and they're not expecting any tipping. In fact, they just won't take it from you. So it is a marvelous, very all-inclusive atmosphere, and you literally could walk off of the ship without a bill. You know, what is not included, and a lot of people always ask me that, is our spa facility. So that is at an extra charge, and I'm going to talk about shore excursions as well. But you know, one of my favorite things to do when I'm on vacation, but especially when I'm cruising, is to dine. And Seabourn is all about fine dining and some amazing culinary experiences with our world-class chef, Thomas Keller. If you're a foodie, you'll know who he is. But if you're not, be prepared for some absolutely brilliant, well-curated food and wine pairings with every single course. It's truly, to me, it's my evening entertainment. So it's a marvelous culinary experience, and we try to bring that experience on board in every destination that we sail to. So we bring on some of the regional specialties as well, and the menus are curated around that. So it makes for a very international dining experience. And I'm going to talk a little bit about our entertainment on board in a little bit. So lots of great things to talk about the onboard experience. But I want to introduce you to our fleet right now. Currently, the Seabourn fleet consists of the Seabourn Odyssey, the Sojourn, and the Quest, which are our smaller vessels, and they host just over 400 guests at full capacity. And we actually have the youngest fleet in luxury space. So all of our ships, the oldest one that we have is the Odyssey. She was built in 2009. And all of these ships, as you can see, are identical. So the deck plans, the suites, everything is laid out exactly the same. So the sophistication and the elegance that all of these ships bring to the table are duplicated on every one of them. So, you know, if you're sailing on the Odyssey and then you rebook for another itinerary sailing on the Quest, you don't have to relearn a deck plan. It's all going to be the same for you. And it's all about space and luxury on Seabourn. So with the size of these ships, they're just under 40,000 ton and, you know, just over 400 guests. It's all about space and comfort. So you will never run into lineups or crowds around the pool. It just doesn't happen. So that to me really puts us in a unique position. Now we also introduced the wonderful Encore and the Ovation class, which are a little bit larger, just hosting 600 guests in 2016 and 2018. So those ships are, though a little bit larger, are the same layout as the Odyssey class. But I want to specifically focus right now on our Seabourn Venture, which is our brand new expedition ship. She will host just over 260 very lucky people. And this ship is going to be extremely unique in the industry, and I'll tell you why. But she's also going to be followed by yet another expedition ship in 2022, who we have yet to name. We're actually going to be doing the naming of her, I believe, in July or August of this year. So be on the outlook for some exciting news on our second venture ship. So here is our fabulous Venture, and she is going to be coming into our fleet in December of 2021. So this is a spectacular vessel, and not only is it a very unique style of expedition ship, but she's going to bring all sorts of very key features that make this specifically an expedition vessel and very different from the other ships in our fleet. So as I mentioned, just over 260 guests at full capacity, and this ship has been uniquely designed and built. It's called a PC6 hull. So that hull is specifically designed to navigate waterways in the Arctic and the Antarctic oceans. So this ship can sail amidst ice and through all sorts of fabulous itineraries and destinations that you have only dreamed about. Again, all oceanfront, all veranda suites on board the Venture. But what I can hardly wait is the addition of 2 custom-built six guest submarines. So, you know, and the Antarctic, I have to say, is a destination I've always dreamed about going. It is a top of my bucket list. But what I think, if you also dream about Antarctic, I think what is really going to be unique is that we will have the ability, which literally only a handful of people have ever gone on a submarine expedition in the waters of the Antarctic or the Arctic. So this is a very, very special program that we will offer on board. But these ships are absolutely purpose-built for expedition. In other words, they have also an exponentially large amount of deck space for viewing and just, you know, leaning into these destinations. So we have over 30,000 square feet of deck space for very few people to enjoy. So there's going to be a significant amount of very good space for every single person. We also have fully equipped 24 Zodiacs. We have mountain bikes, scuba diving, snorkeling, and kayaks to take you on some amazing expedition itineraries. So I'll tell you where those destinations are going to go. However, the very first, her inaugural sailing is going to be winter in Norway, December of 2021. So this year, this ship is going to be launched from Greenwich, and she's going to make her way up the Norwegian coast, crossing the Arctic Circle up as far north as you can actually cruise, up to Honningsvåg. So this is, to me, not only a very special itinerary, but so unique. And these sailings are almost sold out, as a matter of fact, because they are so unique. And the ability to sail up here in the wintertime is going to be very, very special. So this could check off some boxes on your bucket list, but to me, I can hardly wait for these itineraries. So this is going to be a very unique product. And you can see here on the left, this is actually going to be our lounge area on board the Venture. This is kind of like the living room on board the ship. So we have also equipped this ship with cameras on the outside that can view up to 4 miles out. So if, for example, we see a sighting of polar bears somewhere, that information is actually going to be transposed into this lounge area. So maybe if the weather is a little inclement, you can actually sit in this lounge area and see on the camera by these large screen TVs that are going to be positioned all through this area in a beautiful, warm, comfortable space, have a glass of champagne and watch some wildlife or some wilderness, and in the comfort, sitting by a fireplace. I mean, this is unique to the expedition series of vessels. No matter what company it is, this is the first of its kind for this ability of wildlife viewing in this style and comfort. So we're going to have some lovely welcoming areas. The club area here, this is our evening lounge area. So after a wonderful day of viewing, wildlife viewing, and looking at some amazing scenery, this space will provide an extraordinary, wonderful opportunity to enjoy sushi. We have a comfortable area for drinks right by, again, another fireplace area. So these ships were actually designed by Adam Tahani, who has specifically designed luxury hotels. So he's designed all of our vessels around this unique feature of comfort, as well as bringing the destinations inside. So I think you can see how welcoming and how luxurious they're going to be. To the right there's a picture of our outside lounge area. So when the weather does permit us to sit outside and have a cocktail under the stars, this is going to be where our guests will be able to gather. So here is unfortunately only an artist's rendering. These submarines are actually going to be in the water, I believe, next month. So they're doing sea trials of the Venture right now. But these submarines, again, purposely built to explore the waters where we are going to be taking our guests. And these are going to be specifically designed to host 6 people. 6 of our guests will be allowed to sail, and of course, with champagne in submarines. So these vessels are going to be piloted by our experienced expedition team of submariners. So these actual engineering marvels are capable of transporting our guests beneath the surface. So an exceptionally rare experience. These are going to be for an additional charge, but I tell you, this is going to be worth every penny. And one of the reasons why I think these destinations are going to be so unique is this opportunity right here. 71% of the Earth's surface is covered by ocean. So we want to take you underneath and see what is down there and have this opportunity. Again, this will all be filmed, and you will be able to view all of this in the comfort of your suite when you get back on board. So this, what's going to happen is people are going to be taken by Zodiac about 45 minutes away from the ship, and then the submarine is going to take them down a couple of 100 meters beneath the water, beneath the ocean surface. So you're going to experience and see some very, very unique opportunities in the ocean. This is going to be about a 45-minute experience when you are actually in the submarine. And what is really super cool, I think, is the glass dome that surrounds the seats where you are. And the glass that they're using has been designed so that you can actually not tell where the water ends and the glass begins. So it feels exactly like you are out in the water when you're sitting in these domes. So be on the outlook for this, because it's going to start getting quite a bit of press as we get closer to our launch in December. So I think you will agree this is going to be a very, very special experience. And you can see here some of the wonderful accommodations. So after a full day of wildlife viewing, or perhaps your submarine expedition, you're going to come back to your wonderful Winter Garden 2-level suite, where you're going to have a significant amount of space to relax and enjoy and unwind. And this is the top layer here where the bedroom area is. And you can watch your submarine experience on your TV. And somebody said, gosh, why would you put a TV right in front of our floor-to-ceiling windows? But that TV actually hides right into that credenza. So it just sinks right in. So it's not going to block your spectacular view of Antarctica as you are cruising by. So, one of the things that really I absolutely enjoyed about my Seabourn experience every time that I sail was the luxury that the suites actually offer. And they are really designed for people to spend a lot of time in them. And I think you will agree, when you're seeing accommodation like this, you're going to be spending a lot more time in your suite. And not that we want people to be, unsociable, but this gives you the opportunity to really enjoy your time in these destinations at your own pace and just relax and unwind. We have wonderful suite host and attendants that look after your every need. So there's 2 people looking after your suites, morning, noon, and night. They're available 24/7. So this really gives you an opportunity to just enjoy this unique space. So some of the destinations, as I said, these are going to be covered by our Ventures program. The Arctic is where we're going to begin, and then the ship will actually migrate over to the Amazon and then make her way down to Antarctica. So these are some of the itineraries, and we've actually got some wait lists already for some of these because they are so unique. So please take a look at them if this is a destination that you have actually wanted to go. I think, you know, if you have wanted to go to Greenland and Iceland, this is an opportunity to do it in true luxurious, truly luxurious expedition style. So to help you return to sailing and, you know, maybe to get you in the mood, we want to make this a little bit more appealing for you. So we are introducing some welcome aboard offers specifically for this summer, because we are actually getting ready to return to the water in July of this year. So July 3rd will be our very first sailing, and in the Greece and Caribbean waters of this summer. So for those of you that are fully vaccinated and are ready to go, we are going to be ready to welcome you. So we want to offer you some shipboard credits that will maybe make it a little bit more appealing for you. $300 for the shipboard credit for the ocean view and veranda. For those of you that are doing our premium suites, $500 shipboard credit for you to spend on board. We are also doing some veranda suite upgrades, and our ships are not going to be at full capacity when we return to sail. We are of course going to be honoring the social distancing and you know, just getting the ships back up and running. So there's going to be lots of opportunity for some upgrades for our guests. For any of you that are joining us today that have sailed already with Seabourn, we're going to be giving you an additional 5% club savings discount off of your cruise fare. And for those of you that are sailing again and booked and paid in full by June 30th, so you've still got another couple of weeks, we are giving you an additional 10%, which is a substantial discount off of any Seabourn cruise. So this is tremendous value. I think you will agree. And as we do return to sail, I know that some people are still a little hesitant. There's still a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace. So we have introduced something called our Book with Confidence program. So this is really designed to, you know, ease the stress of people traveling again, because as joyful as this is, you know, some people are still worried, and some, you know, people have concerned about, you know, what's happening in the world, because goodness knows things change very, very quickly, as we know. So this Book with Confidence policy is for people booking anytime right up through till September 30th this year. As long as you're sailing before April 30th of 2022, if you want to cancel any time up to 30 days prior to sailing, we will give you a 100% future cruise credit of any money that you have paid to sail with Seabourn. So this gives you that opportunity to cancel without worry. You can delay and, you know, postpone your trip without losing any money. So it really gives you some peace of mind, and, you know, it just takes that pressure off. We're also putting in place a best fare guarantee. So if we do publish a fare that is lower, we will also compensate you for any fare difference. So we are also introducing something called COVID-19 Protection Program. So this to me is something that also is a really good peace of mind. So again, before you embark on board, a future cruise credit of all monies paid if you have any issue with COVID-19 or anyone in your family or traveling companion. While you are on board, if you have or have been exposed to and have to cut your trip short due to a COVID experience, you will also get 100% of the per day cruise fare for any missed days as you sail. Any shore excursion, anything that you have purchased, everything will be refunded to you. Also, what is really, really important is reimbursement of any expenses for COVID-related medical care during any required shoreside quarantine period that you have to endure. So this is really a very, very secure, again, something to ease your worry as you travel. We are also going to be introducing what's called our Stay Connected program, because everybody, you have to be connected now when you travel. So April of this year, we introduced our Wi-Fi program. And so depending on the amount of time that you're going to be on board, but just a little secret to let you in on, as of July 1, we're going to have unlimited Wi-Fi. So we literally have taken the time while our ships have been in warm layup during our pause to upgrade the bandwidth and the the satellites that we have on board. So now we will be including internet on board when you sail with Seabourn. So I want to talk a little bit about our Greece program. So for any of you online today that are able to sail with us this summer, if you cannot wait to get away, and I think that's me, I just want to show you some of the itineraries that we have in place. So we are going to be offering round trip Athens 7-day itineraries beginning July the 3rd. So these are very all Greece intensive itineraries here. So some beautiful islands. You are actually only having 1 day at sea. So lots of opportunity to explore and have some wonderful time on some of these beautiful islands of Greece. And what is unique about these itineraries is you can actually combine them to do a back-to-back 14-day itinerary. The only port that you would actually be duplicating is Rhodes, which is actually a good thing because there's so much to do in Rhodes. There's tons to see. And Santorini, oh my gosh, one of my favorite islands and favorite places in the world. Some wonderful opportunities to see the history and the fabulous Greece hospitality. And of course, to be there in the ultimate high of summertime. I just can't wait. So I hope you're booking as we speak. And we just actually released this summary of our health and safety guidelines literally just today. What's happening now is our guests will now have to register with the Greek government. So we will send all of those forms for you before you go. It just, is a protocol that the Greek government has put into place. That we are all going to have to comply with, of course. And we are also going to be talking about our new app where you will be checking in online before you go. Prior to embarkation, there will also be some acknowledgement forms that you will have to sign from Seabourn called risk acknowledgement and health questionnaires. And also PCR or the antigen tests, we will be doing that at the pier at no charge for our guests, of course. And any additional health screening as required as we sail, all will be handled by Seabourn. So once you are on board, of course, your traveling companions or your family, that will become your bubble or your cohort. So really Seabourn, the way that it is designed and the way luxury is actually, the luxury product unveils itself, it's really designed for physical distancing. Because of the space and comfort that we offer, it's actually made our requirement of distancing on board really a piece of cake. So there's going to be that ability though for you to stay within your cohort. Masks will be required if distancing is not, an ability that you have on board. So we will be supplying double cloth masks for all of our guests. We will be keeping them fresh. You have the ability to launder them on board. These are double layer cloth masks for every single guest. All of our staff will be completely masked. all guests will be required to have their full vaccines and proof of vaccination in form of what's called a vaccination attestation. So you have to have proof of your vaccine. All of our staff will also be double vaxxed, so everybody will be covered. You also now will have the ability to do independent shore excursions. So we have been granted permission to do that. You can certainly go on our sanctioned shore excursions, or you can go off on your own. So if you want to go, you know, and explore some of these islands on your own, you can now do that. We will also be doing a pre-departure test. So as you depart, we will give you at no charge your antigen test for you to get on board the aircraft. So as I intimated at the start of this, all of these protocols are brand new. So it's really, really important that you have somebody to help navigate all of this for you. So Diane is going to be fully versed in all of this. She's going to be fully aware of what you need to do, because it's not easy. It's a lot of extra steps, which all of this will become second nature to us eventually. But until that time, Diane's going to be there to hold our hands. So I'm just going to also show you very quickly our Caribbean voyages. So if you, again, cannot wait and you want to travel this year, we have some fantastic itineraries to the Caribbean, and we are going to be using Barbados as our embarkation point. So you do not have to go into the US. Barbados is fabulous, fabulous port for us. So we're again setting these itineraries up. So there are 2 7 days that can be combined for a 14-day experience. The only port here that you're going to be duplicating is St. Kitts, which is one of my favorite places because we offer this, what's called a Marina Day, actually in several of these ports in the Caribbean, because the ports actually are designed and laid out this way, but St. Kitts specifically is where we host our Marina Day. So we have here an amazing fun-filled day with unlimited access to water sports, kayaks, pedal boats, banana boats, all sorts of really, really fun things. And you can spend your day just relaxing and playing in the ocean. So this is a fabulous opportunity. And of course, there's no charge for any of this. You can just go in and play. And not to be missed is the very famous signature experience of Seabourn, our caviar in the surf. So we have private islands all over the world, but specifically in the Caribbean. So we have our caviar in the surf where we invite you to champagne, unlimited champagne and caviar in the blue Caribbean waters where we have our surfboard bar and our staff literally stand in the water and come in and serve you champagne while you enjoy water activities. We have an amazing beach barbecue, some music. You could just relax. You can actually have a massage on the beach, or just enjoy a good book and relax. This is just the best beach day that I promise you will ever have. And what's unique is it's only our ship in port. So there's no other ship, there's no other people to deal with. It's just our guests. So we're actually creating our own bubble as we sail, but this is everybody's best beach day. And oh my gosh, it's so much fun. So I really hope that you can join us. We have these private islands in the Mediterranean as well as in Southeast Asia. So this caviar in the surf is a very unique experience. But what is really cool is when we are in destinations like Antarctica and the Arctic, where we don't have a beach where we can do this. We actually have we recreate this on deck. So we have caviar on deck. So we still have these unique Seabourn moments and Seabourn signature experiences for you to experience. Everybody on board is welcome to join us. So some of the enhancements that we have had the opportunity to do while our ships have been resting is again our enhanced safety protocol. So you see that lovely gray mask, that's what all of our guests will have as well. So we've really taken this time to focus on the travel insurance, which is that program that I just mentioned about our enhanced COVID coverage. We have also revamped all of our ventilation systems on board. And of course, all of our mask wearing, as I mentioned, the distancing. We have also got new health screening protocols for all of our crew, because it really is our highest priority to make sure that the safety of our crew and our guests and the destinations that we sail to is the highest priority. We have also increased our medical capacity and emergency response in case of an outbreak on board. So we are able to handle this on board if an outbreak does occur. Our staff will be specially prepared, and of course our medical staff, we're going to be bringing on more of them than we ever have before. So just to make sure that everybody is as safe as possible. And we are also able to isolate any guests or staff if any outbreaks occur. And a very, very unique tool and a very exciting app that we are introducing. And we actually launched this literally a few weeks before COVID hit last year. So this is something called Seabourn Source. And this is our new app available on the Apple App Store or Google Play if you wish. But this is now going to really make the touchless environment that we have on board so easy for you to navigate. So you will be able to, this is where you're going to check in on board, because now you are actually going to get a time when you can check in at the pier. For distancing purposes and for security and safety of everybody, we are going to be assigning times when you check in on board, and you will be taken directly to your suite when you arrive. So there's not going to be any waiting. There will be no lineups, but we need to make sure that everybody has this app. So your onboard account will be here. You can book shore excursions. Once you check in, before you go, all of the forms, your COVID forms will be here. Your boarding pass will be here. Everything will be at your fingertips. So this is something very new, very exciting for us, and it will be aligned to the ship Wi-Fi, so nobody has to use data when they're using the Seabourn Source app. So we're very, very excited to also going to be, we've enhanced some onboard experiences. We're going to now have a different breakfast area. So this is going to be around the pool side, actually, and by the patio, it's called, from 8 till 9:30. This is going to be our healthy breakfast area, where we've got smoothies and egg white omelets and, all sorts of options in the healthy side for this area around the pool. It's really, really a beautiful, very nicely protected area for a beautiful morning breakfast. And we've also upgraded our cocktail hour in all of our club areas, which is our cocktail lounges on board. So we've enhanced our bar food selection, and we've got some different entertainment and some wonderful live music and updated playlists for our guests. And we're going to be streaming music to the outside areas, which we have not done before. So it's going to be also upgraded the non-smoking outdoor area. So it's going to be a different smoking area, I should say, a smaller, more protected area for our smokers. So, and of course, there is no smoking in the suites allowed or on the balconies. And we've increased our welcome snacks and cocktail food bites. So as you check in on Seabourn, you are actually brought in right on board and checked in as a very welcoming atmosphere. So that is where you're introduced to our wonderful champagne and our upgraded new snacks. So it's very exciting. And my favorite thing is we're going to be putting a digital wine menu on. So you'll be able to see all of the wonderful wines that are going to be served for you, and a new uncorked subscription. So it's going to just give you some background on all the wonderful wines that are available to you as you sail. So just some unique features that we can do having this new app. So what is also, I'm so excited, is going to be an enhanced safety drill feature. So this means that there's not going to be any standing out in the hot sun with a life preserver on board. Now you just have to take your app and go to your muster station and that code, the staff will check you off. You can go back to your suite and go through the muster drill on board your in-suite, having a glass of champagne and relaxing. So it's, you know, visit to the muster station, you watch it on board your suite, and you listen to the muster drill in the comfort of your own space. So you can see how much more convenient it's going to be as you sail. And there is that risk acceptance policy. So this is part of the paperwork before you go. It's just basically a health questionnaire and, you know, reviewing about the COVID risks as you travel. And again, the ability for you to prove that you have been fully vaccinated before you go. All of that is going to be available on your app. So now that everybody's fully prepared, you've picked your itinerary, you've picked your ship, and you have filled in all your paperwork, we want to take you on some amazing destinations. So one of the piece de resistance, one of the finest things that we do at Seabourn is our Grand World Voyages. So in January of 2022, we will be launching 145 glorious days on board our ship to 5 continents, 28 countries, 20 overnights on our round the world sailing. Now, this particular itinerary may be modified depending on the Australian and New Zealand borders not being opened. We have yet to have that finalized. So as of today, as I'm speaking, this is still the itinerary for the Grand World Voyage. So we've had to learn to be flexible in these times. So hopefully we will be able to sail to Australia, but that remains a question mark right now. But take a look at these itineraries. If you have even considered a Grand World Voyage, if this is actually maybe too many days for you to be away, however, right now it sounds pretty darn good to me. We've actually broken this down into segments. So you can take off or bite off, you know, more exotic itineraries and maybe do a few of these instead of just one sailing. But you can see here some amazingly beautiful itineraries, all broken down for you. So we are going to be leaving from Los Angeles in January, and our president will be there to have a special farewell set sail dinner for you. We have some marvelous pillow gifts for our full world cruise guests and some exclusive world cruise events. So a lot of our guests ask us why we do not include shore excursions, and you know, we actually got that feedback from our guests. They've asked us not to include shore excursions. We offer private car and driver. We do shore excursions in every one of our ports, but a lot of our guests just want to be on their own, or perhaps be with, you know, some friends that they have met on board and just walk around some of the destinations that we arrive into. But this gives them that flexibility where they're not paying for shore excursions that they're not taking. So we have also included our exclusive events. So some examples here of some of the beautiful things that we do. I think one of the favorites is the dinner on board the battleship Missouri in Honolulu, a unique dinner experience for our guests, and every one of our guests are invited to join us on these. And my absolute favorite is the evening at Ephesus. So when we are in Turkey and Ephesus at this UNESCO World Heritage Site, all of our guests will have a beautiful dinner. Everything is brought from the ship to the library in Ephesus. So a very unique, very ancient place to be and enjoy a classical concert underneath the stars. I mean, really, I'm ready to go right now. I'm packing as we speak. So we have also made some new itineraries, our Grand Voyage. So this is something that may appeal for those guests looking for something to do late 2022. September 30th, the Odyssey will conclude her Alaska season and sail from Vancouver down to Sydney, Australia. So this here is 65 glorious, amazing days in a very deep, immersive South Pacific experience And to me, fabulous, because you can arrive in Sydney just in time for Christmas and, you know, maybe take some tours or go into the interior and really enjoy this destination. But, you know, and then only have that long haul flight one way. So to me, this is a truly unique itinerary. We've never done this before. Again, very South Pacific intensive. So if you have a great desire for that World War II history, and we will do having a lot of conversations about that on board, come join us next September. And again, if that is too much time for you to bite off at one time, we have broken this into segments for you as well. So we have lots of amenities to help you plan your Grand World voyage. So some, you know, offers give you shipboard credits, unlimited internet, which of course you're going to get anyway, reduced deposits. So, you know, all of this is really just as a thank you to come and join us and make this experience just that much better for you. We are also introducing at this time, available to be booked, our 2023 Grand World Voyage. So for you early planners, we love you, but take a look at this itinerary. This to me is the epitome of around the world, exotic, again, bucket list, check off itinerary. Sailing from Miami to Barcelona, you are going to be doing the west coast of South America there. We're giving you a Machu Picchu experience. You're going to Easter Island. I mean, this is such a remote place to get to. Very few opportunities for people to get to Easter Island, and we're going to take you there. And again, circumnavigation of Australia, lots of very intensive South Pacific, some Philippine itineraries, but my favorite is the opportunity to get into Africa. You're going to be doing, of course, some safari opportunities here. You're going around the Cape, I mean, really look at this itinerary. To me, we've never done an itinerary like this. We've had a lot of people, a lot of great demand already for 2023. So 140 glorious days. Please take a look at it. If this has been a desire for you, again, you can drop this into segments. If you maybe have done some of these ports of call before, you have an opportunity to break it down into segments. And of course, we will be offering you opportunities for, you know, some gifts, some incentives, some shipboard credits. This gives you your round trip air, private car transfers, door to door. So this really is a seamless, round the world, unique opportunity. And of course, we're doing a 2023 Grand Voyage as well. Look at this itinerary, a full circumnavigation of South America. This is absolutely glorious because it includes 6 full days in the waters of Antarctica, where you will have the opportunity to do wet landings. I mean, this is a very fully inclusive itinerary of South America, including the Amazon. So we're taking you right up the Amazon River to Manaus. So I just don't know where you could find an itinerary like this. Panama Canal, you're going to be doing Machu Picchu, around the Horn, Antarctica, the Amazon, Rio de Janeiro. I just think, again, this just checks off every box that I can even imagine. And some I haven't even thought about going to. So again, you can break this down into smaller segments, so to make it not such an overwhelming experience. So lots of amenities for you, lots of different itineraries. We are also going to be introducing our Asia, Arabia, India, Australia, and New Zealand itineraries in 2022 into 2023. Very inclusive, very immersive itineraries taking you into UNESCO World Heritage Sites. As you know or may not know, Seabourn has a unique partnership with UNESCO on board. So anybody going to visit UNESCO sites off of Seabourn ships will be contributing to the preservation of these areas. So to me, it's, you know, something very little that we can do to keep these areas available for us to continue to visit and to take our guests to. So you can see some of these magnificent itineraries. And I'm a map person because I love a visual to see where I can go. So I love showing maps. I hope you're enjoying them. Gives people something to dream about. It maybe gives you some ideas or some, spurs on some destinations that you haven't even thought about going to. So look at some of these itineraries. We have the opportunity here for you to also do pre and post land with our Journeys program. So this is really taking the onboard experience on land. So we have some small group experiences between 6 and 8 guests only in many of these destinations. So you can tie this on to your cruise experience for a very inclusive, land and cruise experience in some very exotic itineraries where we will hold your hand the entire way and make sure that you are getting to these must-see and very rarely seen destinations. So I don't know, I love seeing some of these places that we are going to. A lot of them are very, very new for us. We have spent a lot of time while we have been on pause designing some of these new itineraries. So I hope you will take a look at some of the exotic destinations. And of course, for fall and winter 2022 into 23, we're doing, again, Caribbean and full transit of the Panama Canal. Lots of different options for you, very different Caribbean experience from the mainstream large cruise ships. We are going to small islands, the ABC Islands, where the large ships cannot get to. So a lot of best kept secret destinations and very uncommon Caribbean itineraries. So to me, this is what makes us very special. It's that luxurious experience of the uncrowded destination. So that is what we look for when we design our itineraries. And again, easy ports of call to get to, lots of airlift, and Barbados, very, very special. Gives you lots of opportunity to, spend time before and after your cruising. Excuse me. So again, I mentioned our Panama Canal. We are doing full transits of the Panama Canal, and these are going to be very, very interesting. We are also going to be combining these with the Barbados itineraries, doing a partial canal back to Barbados. So be on the outlook for some of those. So we have lots of destinations. We want to welcome you on board Seabourn. I hope that you can join us. I hope that maybe this got you thinking about some wonderful places that we can take you to. We cannot wait to see you on board. And that's all that I have for you today. And I know that was a lot of information, and thank you for hanging in for such a long time. Are there any questions that you can see, Diane? Anything that
I don't see anything right now, but I need to start Googling the sea trials. I want to see what's going on with the Venture. I can't wait. And then those itineraries up to the Arctic, right on my bucket list for sure. So I need to check those out myself. And oh, Lori, thank you so much. This was wonderful. And
I'm really glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And the fact that you can experience expedition cruising in this level of comfort really is unprecedented, and the luxury isn't just in the thread count of the sheets, that sort of thing. It's in the quality of the expedition leaders. It's in the quality of the food and the entertainment and the crew on board. Like, really and truly, these people, many on board the ships, have been with Seabourn for 30 years, 25 years, their entire careers, and it shows. It definitely shows. I can't say enough. I look forward to sailing again with Seabourn very soon, for sure. And so if you are interested, please let me know. And I would be so thrilled to be able to serve you. And thank you again, Lori. You have a wonderful day. And
Thank
we look
you.
forward to sailing with you soon.
Thanks very much, Diane. Have a great
Thank you.
day. Stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.